Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to discuss Ethereum, which is right now the biggest crypto related narrative over the last 7 days in the social media platform. None of the content is financial advice. Right now, the price of ETH is currently coming in at around $4,100, almost $400-200. It's still above the 21-week exponential moving average, which is at around $3,700, and the 20-week moving average, which is roughly at around 3,550. Together again, if there is a slight pullback in the next coming weeks, those are the two levels of support. Right now at around $3,700, the price could meet the 20-week moving averages, and at around between 3,800 and $900 as we move further into end of September and early to mid October. Right now, that trailing area of support, first trailing area of support is the 0.786. That's the $4,080 level per the Fibonacci levels. You can see over here, $4,079. That's the 786. That's drawn from the 2021. Sorry, that is 2021 all-time high at around $4,900 or so, and the 2022 bear market lows for Ether at around $870. The 0.786, if you want to be slightly more conservative, is at around $4,040 instead of $70. So still about a $150 difference between the current price and the 0.786. So that's the key level to watch per the technical levels. This white line again, which was at one point holding support, now has been broken. The next major area for ETH to consider again as series of major supports with some breakdowns below it in the bear market is at around $3,700. And to the upside, the first level to look for is the new all-time high that ETH had at around $4,980 or so. In terms of if there is a new all-time high, the first area per the Fibonacci levels of major confluence is at around 7,389, almost $7,400. That's the 1.618 Fib level. Going to the machine learning based price forecast for ETH without a major euphoria in the next 3 months again, as we move towards the end of year, the non-euphoria bull run peak forecasted per the machine learning model trained on weekly price of ETH is at around $6,000. That's the non-euphoria bull run peak from 2017 price action at a weekly average. If there is a euphoria towards the end of the year, that is a 2 standard deviation bull ceiling in the next 3 months and couple of days, is again price action closer to $7,600. Again, that's the weekly average price at the peak. You can see in November 2021, the weekly average price was 4,700, whereas the eventual high was very close to 5,000. Even over here, when in August, ETH made that first rally to 5K, the weekly average price for that week was less than 4,500. So give it a plus minus 10 to 20% from that eventual weekly forecast to that eventual high. That tolerance of 10 to 20% gets the potential euphoria ceiling for ETH closer to that 8.3 to 8.5K. So $8,500. That's the euphoria case for ETH as it stands. If there is even further upside, if the 3 standard deviation blow off top analysis, if we get that kind of a rally in the next 3 months, the max permissible ceiling in for ETH in that environment is at around $9,600. And again, applying the same 10 to 20% increment from the weekly average to the eventual top, that's how ETH could potentially go to 10K using these machine learning models as looking forward using that machine learning based price forecast towards the end of the year. Coming to the regression based model, again not financial advice, the fair value for ETH is currently at around $5,360. That means ETH is currently undervalued as it stands from regression based fair value. This model is fitted to the price action in such a way that it understands the bullish phases of the market and the bearish phases of the market, where the fair value polynomial regression based fair value estimation goes down with time in bear market and up with time with in the phases of the bull market. So this is trained on that phenomena, especially true for cryptos. With this model, again, if there is a opportunity whenever the price is one standard deviation residual lower than the fair value, that is close enough to this green line like it was back in April 2025 as well as in 2022 towards the market cycle lows and early 2023, that is an asymmetric buy zone for ETH. Again, that level for ETH currently comes at around $3,300. Not too long ago, that level in April was at around $1,700, and the price of ETH back then bottomed at around $1,300 and change. In this week over here, you can see the low value over here at around 1,386. The opposite of this green line to the bottom is this one standard deviation residual to the top, together drawn equidistant from the fair value. Together price stays about 70% of the time within these bounds between the lows of the green line and highs of the yellow line. If the price were to meet the ceiling one more time after visiting the lows, like it did thrice in 2024, where when the price entered that euphoria phase, first in March, then again back in June, July, and then for the third time in December. After that December rally, it came from the top of the channel to the bottom of the channel. Now, if from the bottom of the channel, if it were to go to the top of the channel, that level is at around $8,600, close to that 2 standard deviation euphoria ceiling, and the 1 standard deviation regression based ceiling are kind of confluent. If we were to look for 2.618 on the Fibonacci levels, that's way up at around $11,000, $500. Again, that is out of scope per the regression based models as they stand today. The time weighted average price for ETH is currently coming in at around $1,600. Whenever the price was close enough to this blue line, they presented a great buy opportunity, like they did back in June 2022, again November, December 2022, and for the third time, that is in April 2025. We made several videos related to ETH during that time period on the YouTube channel. You can check them out using the channel's YouTube homepage. Right now, the time weighted average price risk score has come down quite a bit to 0.068. That is around 2/3 risk. Towards the peak, like it did in 2021, the risk levels went higher than 0.9. In 2024, the highest they went were at around roughly speaking 0.8. What is also curious is for the most of the cycle, the ETH, this is the ETH and BTC risk model on its 20-week journey. Blue is ETH, orange is BTC. You can see essentially since that April lows of 2025, whenever Bitcoin turned bullish, that is towards mid-July 2025, ETH outpaced BTC in terms of the returns as it stands with respect to the 20-week simple moving average. ETH outpaced that, and in middle of August 2025, when ETH made its all-time high at that week of August 13th, again that's where the ETH's all-time high came into fruition sometime in this week. That's when the ETH risk out was for the first time higher than 0.8. That means ETH was in the highest risk band that it never visited since 2021 May. Now from that point, the risk levels have come down to ETH to 0.5, almost 50% risk at this stage as it stands from 20-week simple moving average. That means it's in the moderate risk category. Whenever this risk is in the lowest, that's when ETH is in a great buy zone, historically speaking. And again, when it's in more than 0.8, like it was in August, it was a great time to to again distribute some of the gains. Now the price has come down from that 5,000 level to now low 4,000 level. Coming to the estimated bull run peak for ETH, as it stands, as across several risk-based models, still the 10k ETH is still in play. If we get a heightened euphoria towards the end of the year per these models, but again, these individual models need to go to somewhere higher than 0.9 risk. Again, only the time weighted average price risk is close to 0.65 as it stands. The SMA risk, as I explained earlier, is close to that 0.5. That's the 20-week simple moving average price based risk that we discussed over here. This is just a numerical representation of that risk, the 0.5. Regression risk is fairly low at around 0.13. And that's why again the fair value for ETH, as mentioned earlier, is close to that $5,400 level, whereas the price is at around $4,100. The estimated bull run peak, if it's were if that target were to be achieved, that's about a 2.6x return on the current price of about $4,000. And with that, I would like to conclude by saying the most area of confluence as it stands is towards that level between 7,500 and 8,500. Again, as it stands with the 1 standard deviation residual regression model and the 2 standard deviation machine learning model, as well as if the Fibonacci levels, the lower end of that Fibonacci level set at around $7,400. With that, I would like to conclude. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give a like and subscribe. And by the way, all of the charts on the Crypto Weekly's website related to ETH and the social sentiment analysis of the crypto market, these charts are all available for free. This is the market cycle ROI for 2025, how ETH is performing with respect to BTC, all of these analysis, bull market completion, the social media narratives, the chart we started, this narrative word cloud, the performance over the last key performance periods, and comparative analysis of assets, comparable assets, all available for free. Please give them a try. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.